Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making meat noodles. Noodles that are made out of meat. They are low carb, they are gluten-free because they are made out of meat. Meat. I am so curious about this. The picture looks absolutely phenomenal. The recipe that I'm going to be testing today comes from Mandy Lee, the author of this beautiful book called The Art of Escapism Cooking. This book is beautiful, but not only beautiful, it's written beautifully as well. I'm almost through it, and it is so inspiring. I've bookmarked the things that I want to make, like the chili oil, the mother dough recipe. The images in this book are stunning. Such beautiful photography and such inventive recipes. So this will be my first Mandy Lee recipe. This is actually not in the book, but on her blog. I'll put a link down below so you can find the original recipe and all the amounts. Let's do this. The first thing we're going to do is process the meat. We're going to be making a meat goo. You can use chicken, you can use pork or beef, but the important thing here is it must be very, very lean. So I've got some chicken tenders here that have been cut up into 1-inch pieces. I'm going to add them to the food processor. We're going to pulverize this until it's entirely smooth, no chunks whatsoever, just a paste. Alrighty, here we go. That doesn't work. The blade must be seated. Try again. There we go. So I'm going to do some initial pulses. We want this to be goo. Alrighty, here we go. After about a minute or two of processing, we have this. See that? It's just a paste. So next we're going to take some tapioca starch. This is also known as cassava. This is used to make boba, and we're going to pour that into a bowl. Some boiling water to this. Now this is a key part of this recipe. Mix that up until it makes kind of a shaggish dough. Now we're going to add the tapioca to the meat. And then we're going to also add some cornstarch, but we're not going to add all of it, about 2/3 of it. And if we need to add more, we shall. Pulse this together until it makes a dough. It's a dough, and Mandy says it should stick a little bit, but not be too sticky. Now remember, this contains raw meat, so use all of those precautions that you would with any kind of raw meat in terms of cross-contamination. So make sure you wash your hands or anything else, including your work surface that has touched the raw chicken. On a well-starched surface, there's more tapioca flour. And Mandy says this dough is very delicate, so be gentle with it when it comes to this rolling process. It doesn't have the elasticity of a regular dough. Don't have any gluten in here, right? Shaping it out into a log. And again, keep everything generously starched. Always lift to make sure that the bottom is well dusted. So I'm trying to maintain a rectangular shape here so that our noodles can be uniform in shape if at all possible. Lifting with each pass and redusting. At least I'm not wearing a dark colored shirt for once while doing this. Although my hair is dark. If I have starch in my hair, just ignore it. Now we're going to roll this out to about a 1/16 of an inch or 1.5 millimeters. Now because we're using tapioca, Mandy promises that this should be a nice and chewy noodle. And behind me I've got a bunch of water coming up to a boil. We're just going to boil this just like we would any kind of fresh pasta in plenty of salted water. Gently fold it in half. And then fold it again. Oops. With a sharp knife, we're going to slice through it using a slight sawing motion. If you were making normal fresh pasta, you might be tempted to toss the noodles in flour or in starch. Mandy says do not do this. These are very delicate. Since these noodles are so fragile, I think I'm going to cut it in half because it seems like when I'm doing it quarter, they want to tear. So I'm just going to do it this way. Then I'm going to place these into a pot of boiling water, and once they float up to the surface, cook them for another 30 seconds or so, and then I'm going to drain them, and then we're going to cook them in a sauce. In a saucepan, some heavy cream, some milk, some Greek yogurt, lots of beautiful dairy in this, lots of black pepper, some Parmesan cheese, and get this, fish sauce. Yum. We're just going to bring this to a simmer, and that's pretty much our sauce. I also made some thyme garlic butter, so heat your butter until it's melted, add your garlic, then add your fresh thyme, and it'll do this nice sizzly poppy thing, and then turn off the heat, and that's your garlic and thyme butter. So this is coming up to a simmer. In goes the pasta. Heat up the sauce until it thickens just a bit. And I'm gonna add some more cheese because cheese is good. Oh, that looks so good. That looks amazing. Let's give this a taste. Look how creamy those noodles are. Oh my goodness, yes. Alrighty, here we go. Look at that. Itadakimasu. Delicious. Super tasty. That shot of fish sauce in there is so smart. It's savory and salty and complex, but doesn't taste fishy. It's that sneaky umami flavor that's complex, sweet, salty, savory. It goes really well with the Parmesan, actually. I think they echo each other's flavors. The noodles have a delightful texture. They're super bouncy and chewy and very pasta-like. Now that I've made this once before, I think the next time I would make the noodles thinner. These noodles could have so many different applications. I really love this rich Alfredo sauce. Crap! I totally forgot the garlic thyme butter. Oh my gosh. Here we go. I love the layers in this dish. You've got the chewy, bouncy noodles for texture. You've got that creamy, luscious sauce. You've got that little bit of fish sauce that kind of ties everything together. The cheese, the chicken, and the noodles. And then you've got this really intensely flavorful garlic butter on top. Scrama diddly umptious. Here I've got a plain noodle. I want to know what this tastes like. Actually quite a blank slate. You got a little bit of chicken flavor, but not much. It's kind of savory. Perfect for any kind of sauce you want to put on there. Besides rice noodles, which I feel like have a completely different application, this might be the best gluten-free noodles I've ever had in terms of texture. It's a really great, resilient, kind of chewy texture. If you like that quality in a noodle, I think you'll really like this recipe. Alrighty, my lovelies. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like this video. Subscribe. And I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. I have a lot of dishes that I need to do.